Dear students, today I will focus on chapter 5 of science of class 9. The title of chapter is The Fundamental Unit of Life. So this chapter will be discussed in 3 parts: cell, structure of cell, and cell organelles. So first of all, I want to define what is cell. Just you see here that this is a cell. Cell is fundamental unit of life. It is also say that cell is structural and functional unit of life. If we define it as it is structural unit of life, that is not correct, because if you are seeing any building, so there is a wall which is made up of the bricks, but bricks are the structural unit of the wall, but not the functional, because they are dead. So regarding the definition of cell, the accurate definition, that is, cell is structural as well as functional unit of life. Now just you see that this is the cell. This cell represents a plant cell. This is the picture of plant cell, and again after some times I will show the picture of animal cell also. So first of all, I want to discuss about how this cell originated or discovered. First of all, Robert Hooke in year 1665 discovered cell in cork slice, which was very much similar to the honeycomb. Now this cell means that is box-like structure. This cell is a Latin word. First time Robert Hooke discovered the cell by a simple microscope. After that, Leeuwenhoek in year 1674, with the help of improved microscope, he observed the free living organism in pond. So it was the second discovery in field of the organism which are having cell. After that, Robert Brown discovered nucleus in the cell. This is the nucleus and which is present in the cell. So these events have been carried by some other inventor, and after that Purkinje in 1839 coined the term protoplasm. Just you see that this is the cell membrane, and in case of plant there is cell wall and then cell membrane after that, and then there is a nucleus. So what Purkinje decided, whatever the fluid in the cell, and that fluid is known as protoplasm. After that, two great botanists, Selden and Schwann, gave the same theory in the year 1838 and 39 respectively. Further, the third theory was explained and expanded by Virchow in 1855, and he decides that cell is pre-born with a pre-existing cell, and this is about the historical background of the cell. Now, this is very important to discuss about, just to see that there is cell, and cell is having a cell wall, and after cell wall it is having a cell membrane that is delicate, and here it is a nucleus. Between the cell membrane and nuclear membrane, the fluid which is known as cytoplasm, as well as nucleus which is membrane bound, and this is having also a specific fluid, and that fluid is known as nucleoplasm. Now, very important thing, what I want to discuss, that cell having number of cell organelles which perform the vital activities, and on the basis of cell number, the organization of the living organism is of two types. Some of the organisms which are made up with only one cell, those organisms are known as unicellular organisms, such as amoeba, chlamydomonas, bacteria, archaebacteria, paramecium. So these are the organisms which are made of only one cell, therefore they are known as unicellular organism. Uni means one and cellular means, that is one cell organism. They are primitive and simple. However, some of the organisms which are having more than one cell, they are known as multicellular organism, and they are complex organisms. So they are collectively forming the tissue, and that tissue will be formed later, will be discussed later. So what I want to say, that at the time of discovery of the cell, so most primitive cell which was not developed much, and therefore on the basis of primitive and advancement. So what we will say, that I told you that there is a nucleus which is very important part of the cell, and this nucleus is containing the DNA or gene, and which is the blueprint of life. On the basis of DNA molecule, whole life is in the functional stage. So what I want to convey a message to you, that cells which are not having well developed nucleus, those are known as prokaryotic cells. And as for example, like bacteria, cyanobacteria, they are simple organism, unicellular organism, and don't have membrane bound nucleus. They are known as nuclei and come in the first type of cell, that is most primitive cell, that is prokaryotic cell. And another advanced cell which are having nucleus and it is bound with the nuclear membrane. This is the nuclear membrane and it is having its self-identity, and this is known as eukaryotic cell. All the bees and organisms are human beings, animals, mammals, birds, they are having the eukaryotic cell. Now, again I want to discuss that the prokaryotic cell doesn't have membrane bound organism. However, eukaryotic cell, that is advanced cell, are having membrane bound organelles. Just you see here in the cytoplasm, there are number of organelles which are membrane bound. So this is the cytoplasm and this is the number of organelles which are membrane bound, such as mitochondria, vacuoles, chloroplast, Golgi body, endoplasmic reticulum, amyloplast. So these are the organelles which are membrane bound and they are performing specific function. As this mitochondria is very important also as nucleus, which is having DNA and having the hereditary material in the form of chromosome or DNA, or you can say that is gene. Here there is mitochondria. Mitochondria is very important also a cell organelles. It is also known as powerhouse of the cell because each and every organism needs energy to perform their work. So therefore, oxidation occurs in mitochondria, and through oxidation, or you can say this is the site of respiration. By the help of respiration, food material has been oxidized and it releases the ATP, and ATP is the currency of energy for living being. So today, again I want to focus each and every life, either it belongs to plants or belongs to animal. They are having cell. So what is the basic difference between plant cell and animal? So the first basic difference is plant cell is having cell wall, which is made up of the cellulose. However, after the plant cell, the cell wall, after the cell wall of plant, there is cell membrane. However, in case of animal cell, they don't have plant cell wall. In place of cell wall, they have plasma membrane. And there is a large size of vacuole present in the plant cell. However, the vacuoles are very small size in case of animal cell. Now, one thing is also very important. There is a chloroplasts which are very important in case of plant cell, and chloroplast containing the chlorophyll and it is performing the photosynthesis. However, in case of animal cell, they don't have such type of chloroplast and they don't perform the photosynthesis. So these are some of the basic differences between plant cell and animal cell. And one thing I want to discuss here also, when you will look your NCERT book, then you will find that the microscope, which are very important, and without microscope there was not discovery of cell possible. So this simple microscope has been designed by the Robert Hooke. After that, electron microscope has been developed. This microscope is magnified the very tiny size into 400 or thousands times greater. So I want to focus about that important instrument which is very common in the biology. So this is the microscope, and this microscope is having different parts. So this is the eyepiece, this is the lens, this is the eyepiece, and this is the objective. This is the objective lens and this is the eyepiece. So it is having a lens. Now this is the adjuster, this is the stage, this is the base, and this is the arm. So all parts you should know. And this is the adjuster, coarse adjuster, and this is the fine adjuster. So these are the different parts of the microscope. With the help of microscope, we can magnify the size of organism and can easily we can observe. So one thing is also very important. When you will go through the chapter, so we will see that each and every organism which are multicellular having number of cells. So there is onion bulb, and if you peel out the onion bulb, then you will have a peel, very thin film-like structure, and you can put on a slide and cover with a, putting one drop of glycerine, cover with a glass cover, then put under the microscope and observe. Then what will be there? You can have a clear-cut idea about the cell and how the cell is joined together and forming a cellular body. That's all for today.